Hello and welcome back to my channel. So it's Sarah here, Creating with Sarah. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Happy Notes. This is the mini me is what I'd like to call it. I only picked up one, so I'm going to share with you guys what it looks like up close and how I'm going to use it. So let's get into it. Okay, isn't this adorable? This thing is super tiny. I think the majority of planners are calling it tiny or teeny. I'm going to call it a mini-me because that's what it is, but it is super tiny. It is 60 pages, and I found mine at Joann's, and I believe it's around $5.99, but I got it on a sale, so I paid like $2 something for it. It's really cute, and I only picked up one. I really love it because of the bold yellow on the disc, and then the front of it does say, you're one of a kind, and I love that. So this is the rainbow looking one, and then the back, it does have rainbow on the back. It has that sticky stuff there. So super cute. That's the one I picked. As a size comparison, this is actually mini Happy Planner, and so I just have it side by side, and you can tell it's pretty tiny. It's really cute, so I'm going to share with you guys the inside of it. Okay, so let's open this up. And it's so tiny. First I was like, how in the world am I going to use this tiny thing? Because I write really large, and that's why I wasn't sure if I was going to get a mini planner, but I've been using a mini planner just for like on the go and jotting things down and having really fun with it and experimenting. But this is really tiny. But I have some ideas. I think what I'm going to do for it, I'll share with you guys. But in the inside, it has like these pretty stars in here, and it's blue, and it is lined. This is a lined mini me planner. They have, I think, dot grid and what's the other one? I'm not really sure. I only have one, but I'm sure you guys have seen so many videos on these because they're so tiny. And what would you do with them? So we have 60 pages here, and it's the same type of design front and back on the inside of the cover. It does say live creatively at the bottom here. You can swap out covers if you have multiples of these. I'm going to take this back part off because the sticky stuff is kind of bugging me. Yeah, I forget what other pages they have. I know they have dot grid, and maybe it's graphed and line, and maybe blank. I'm not really sure, but if you know, leave it in the comments below. Okay, so my thought on this, and again, it's just the same all the way through. So cute. My thought on this, I was going to use this as a swatch book because I definitely wanted to pick one up just to see what I could do with it, how I could play with it, because it's so adorable. And the yellow disc really spoke to me. I love the boldness to it. I'm going to take this off too. And yeah, so I'm going to use this as a swatch booklet. And what I mean by swatching is anytime that I get a new product of pens, if you guys saw my recent haul, I just picked up some new pens. I did pick up the Happy Planner felt tip pens. And I thought it's a good way to use as a swatch book or a journaling book of favorite supplies and things. So I'm definitely thinking about doing that. And also what I thought I would do is do a stamp demo sample for myself. Most of the time what I do is I take index cards and I just randomly stamp out some designs that I want to do either in my planner or on planner sticker labels, just to give me a rough design. Or I'll swatch some colors out of what colors go well together. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this little fella as a swatch book and inventory checklist. Other ways I think this would be cute as is a 60-day selfie self-care challenge. Maybe you want to do something for, I don't know, I guess 60 months would be 2 months of something. So maybe you had a goal to do something within 2 months. Maybe a reading challenge. Maybe your favorite go to places to eat or places to shop or places to visit. You could do, I don't know, I think this would be cute as a self-challenge or something, or probably a photo flip-through book, or maybe something with your pets. But I don't know, I just really thought a swatch for now would work. Even if you have washi that you wanted to swatch, you could do that. Because I also have my Mildliner pens that I actually want to swatch. These have names on them, but they're kind of basic names, and it's just the basic one that I got at Target. I'm not sure if Mildliners have different colors. And then I just picked up these cute markers from Daiso. I thought I could just swatch them and put basic colors, but, you know, let me know where I got them. I've been loving those lately. They're so cute. So that's definitely what I'm going to use my little book. I'm going to go ahead and do a sample of it, and then I'll share with you guys what it looks like. Okay, so I had fun doing some little swatches and samples and things, and I thought I would share with you guys what I come up with. Now again, this isn't a perfectionist thing. This is just something for me to, you know, track inventory or planner stuff that I've been buying or swatching things that I love. So it's just like a kind of, you know, swatch sketchbook type of thing. So I did use some stickers just to title this first page. This says Daiso, and I used the journaling sticker book from the Happy Planner sticker book collection. And I wanted to swatch my new chunky markers that I got from Daiso. They're absolutely cute. I don't know how long they'll last, but they were only $1.50, I believe, for a 3-pack. And I just labeled them the color that they are. Some of them have fluorescent to them. I would say the orange and yellow. The pink, semi, but the other ones seemed a little bit pastel. They kind of remind me of the Mildliner markers, and I just labeled it as, you know, 3-pack, and they were chunky little markers that I found from Daiso. Okay, for the next page, I used another journaling sticker banner, and this one's a little bit smaller, and I titled it Zebra Mildliner, and I kind of went in order of the markers shade, I hope. And so the pack that I bought from Target. They came in a 15 count, and it was around $16.99. And it was magenta, violet, dark blue, smoke blue, blue, blue-green, green, yellow, gold, orange, pink. And then a red-orange color. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Red, brown, and gray. And then at the bottom I put, you know, where I got it, how much, the count, and what's so funny, live moment here, these are double tip markers. I had no idea until I read it, and I was like, oh, okay, so this end comes off, and it's a fine tip, and a like chiseled fat tip on the other end. And I'm a newbie to the Mildliner, so I haven't really played with them too much, but now I know that they're double-ended. Yeah, I'm a goofball. So that just happened. So I put that there, and what's cool about this paper is that I noticed that it doesn't bleed through, so it's really great paper. And yeah, so I was worried about using both sides of the paper, but it came out pretty clean, and I'm kind of happy with that. So I don't know, do you guys know if you think this is 60 single count or 60 as front and back, as in pages? I'm not really sure. But, so that came out really nicely. And then also want to mention that I left one, well, I could have used any page really, because they come out so easily. But I decided that I think the first page I might either do like an index page or, you know, maybe the stores that I shop at mostly. I'm not really sure, but I left that as like a cover page maybe. I'm not really sure yet. But again, this is just like a little sketch swatch book for myself. Okay, so moving on to the third page, I played with some of the stamps. And I'll go ahead and share with you guys the stamps that I have here. So I don't think any of the stamps by Happy Planner have names to them. If they do, you know, leave it in the comments below. So I used this one. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I wanted to zoom out a little bit so you guys could see the stamps. As you can tell, that book is super tiny. Okay, so the two stamps that I went with, again, I don't know the names of the Happy Planner stamps, but I have this one that has more of a foodie vibe, and then this is one of the newer ones that has more of a journaling vibe that actually has the punch along the side. And this one I picked up at Michael's, and I believe this one I got at Joann's. But I wanted to share the difference with stamps. Okay, so the way Happy Planner made these right here, as you can tell, everywhere that the black is shaded, that's when you ink, that's what color it's going to be. So the majority is going to be black, right? So I wanted to share with you guys difference with using ink, and then the ones that are kind of like this one for this stamp is more of a white space stamp, and you can color more and design it more. So I did the coffee cup in this one, and I kind of just, let me go ahead and zoom in real quick. Okay, I went ahead and zoomed in as much as I could for you guys. Hopefully you can see that. So on the first coffee cup, I just used the shades of color of Staedtler pen that I colored with. I like using Staedtler for coloring sometimes because they are a fine tip pen, and it's really great for detail. So I pretty much know the colors without having to put a name on there, but I just went ahead and just put, those are my Staedtler pens. And so I did a little coloring with the first cup. The second cup, I did something different. I used the Crayola Super Tip. My Crayola Super Tips, I think, are my dupes for Copics. They're not like really alcohol based, but they're kind of the same. That's something you can get away with, I think, when it comes to color depth and shading and things like that. So I put on there that I used this light brown coloring for the sleeve, and then I did green for the heart, kind of like a Starbucks thing going on there. So I just used some arrows to indicate that, and I'll share with you guys. The last one's pretty basic. I just used one color and shared with you guys. You could just shade the lid, the heart, and the bottom. Like if you were doing a monochromatic layout for the week, and you could easily do that. Pretty simple. And I went with this stamp because I knew that I could fit this stamp on a label sticker that I have. If you guys have checked my hauls, I recently just picked up some planner labels from Daiso that I use to make planner stickers. So that's something quick and easy for me to roughly look at and say, oh, I can do this for this week if I wanted to do a monochromatic, and if I wanted to put a morning coffee cup at the top of my weekly layout. So that's an easy way to go. Turning the page. Okay, so I decided to color up a larger stamp, which is still from this stamp here, because I thought, what if you want to stamp in your planner? You can do that as well. I'm just not quite sure if the paper's the same. You guys let me know if you think Happy Planner uses the same paper in your big planners versus, you know, the smaller planners like the mini or any of the notes planners. I'm sure it's all the same. It's really great quality paper, I've noticed. But anyhow, so if you wanted to stamp in your planner, you could definitely do that. Here's an example that I would do if I was to take like a simple clean layout and I just wanted to use some of the plants. This one has a lot of different varieties. You have like these vines and then the two plants down here, which are really pretty. So again, this time though, I use Mildliner, and you could definitely just abbreviate. You don't have to write out the whole word once you get used to your supplies. So I put ML for Mildliners, S for Staedtler. I did put like light green because I have two different greens with my Staedtler. I have like the basic green and then like a lime green or light green to me. So yeah, that's what I did there. Just a rough little color draft for myself if I decided that I wanted to do that in my planner, and I have it already set for me and I don't have to think about it, and it'll make the process even faster. So I did that, and I do want to mention that I used Memento ink. This is actually a dye ink, and dye ink takes a minute for it to soak in the paper, but we'll talk about that in another video because I do want to talk about inks and stamps when it comes to the Happy Planner stamps because they are acrylic. But for this video I use Memento, and then I do have a Memento dual tip pen for you know, it's kind of for mistakes or getting in those small spaces. And then I always have like a black permanent Sharpie to help as well. If, you know, when you stamp in and it's not all complete, you can just, you know, tidy it up with those tools. Okay, so moving on to the next page is my last page that I want to talk about. Okay, so the last page that I want to talk about to give you guys an example is actually using ink as your colored surface, or when I was talking about in the beginning where these stamps mostly in the black space is going to be the majority of your color and what you're stamping with, what color ink. So I felt like this page was kind of what I wanted to show you. Hopefully I'm making sense. So with inks here, I have Momentum, which is a dye ink, and then I have Versamagic, which are these little dewdrops is what they call them. And they come in like, I think maybe a 6 count in Joann's if you've seen them there, or Hobby Lobby. And these are going to be like a chalky, moist pigment ink. So they're a little bit wetter when it comes to stamping, and they lay on top of the paper, and it takes a little bit for them to dry. So with the ice cream, I used the brown Versamagic ink, which is the color gingerbread, and then I used some Staedtler pens to do some extra design on there. And then for the popcorn, I went with red, and then you can see that the bottom image is all red, but the top isn't. Well, I did some masking there, and I'll share with you guys all that in another video. And that might be a little too much in this video, but I wanted to share with you guys that you can use a different ink when it's, you know, all black spaced. And then up at the top, I did use basic black, and then you can fill in the white space, or you can just leave it as is. I did color it up, but, you know, that's not my favorite. I probably would have left it just black and white, but there's some examples there for you. Stay tuned for other videos because I'll talk a little bit more about stamping and ink and things like that. If you have any requests when it comes to stamping, leave it in the comments below, and I'll definitely try to answer your questions or maybe put up a video as best as I can. But I thought I would share with you guys this cute little booklet and what I'm going to use it for. It is the one of the kind Happy Planner. I want to call it Mini Me, 60 note pages, little booklet there. But that's all I have for you guys today in this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you already have it. You know I love to have you here. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care, create, love, and inspire. Bye.